is Clem Road Pole Barn, located at 1054 Clem Road. Angel Lagares is requesting preliminary and final site plan approval associated with the construction of a 1,920 square foot pole barn on a 2.2 acre lot located in the R2 Single Family Residential District under sections 269-11, 350-11, and 350-36 of the Code of the Town of Webster.
Yes, sir.
Good evening. I'm Angel Lagares, so this is my wife, Sandy Lagares, 1054 Clem Road. Proposing to build a pole barn, 32 by 60, 19.5 high, and extend the driveway to the pole barn.
Okay, when you were in a month ago, what we just simply asked, I mean, there was some information lacking. We couldn't give an approval based on what you presented. What you presented now, I guess, conforms a whole lot better. There's still, I guess, a few questions that might be asked, but I think we asked for side dimension. You've included that. That's 15 feet. Elevation drawings. We asked for material samples. I think you were going to have some samples or something. The material you were using?
This is the material. It's going to be on the roof and on the walls.
Okay. Now the height of the residence, the main residence, now you're saying it's 19 feet.
The residence height, I measured it, is 21.5.
Okay, that's what we needed to have. So you probably should mark that. Or maybe, I think you do have a 20.5 you've got.
Yeah, it was 21.
You got it written with pencil on there. All right. All right, now what is immediately next to you? I know you're 15 feet from the line.
Yes.
There's nothing else back there, is there?
No, there isn't.
Okay.
There's all woods back behind us and on the side of us.
All right, anybody have any questions or anything?
Yeah, I think one of my comments last time was just having the site plan, the surveyor plan, have the building drawn to scale on that plan, and what was submitted was not to scale on there. It seems as if it was just indicating a pole barn in isometric with house view on the plan. I also asked for the gravel or the access to the pole barn to be indicated. That doesn't look like it's to scale there. For example, it says 30 foot width in one section, and that's not to scale if I was to use, for example, the house dimensions compared to what 30 feet is. So I guess I'm just looking for a site plan layout that is dimensionally correct where this pole barn is going to be to scale with appropriate access to it as well.
Okay.
My other question just is downspouts. Is this going to be surface discharged or collected on the ground just because it's so close to the neighboring property within that 15 feet? And
No different
that's
than
a
a house.
substantial size. So.
It's no different than a house. There's houses only have 15 feet side by side. There's nothing next to you back there, is there?
No.
Okay. What would you propose doing? Running a storm sewer back there for it?
I'm just curious if there's anything that is going to be discharging. It looks like it wouldn't be. It's discharging to the woods there to the west.
Yeah,
so.
I don't see that as an issue. I agree with the other ones. They haven't drawn the scale and show the driveway on there. I agree with that. Okay, anything else? Anybody else have any concerns with this? You did basically complete all the comments we did have the last time. Dave? Derek? Anybody? You guys are all right?
Yeah.
Derek, you're all set? You're okay with it?
Yep.
Okay. All right, then I would suggest maybe what you need to do would be when you go to get your permit, take your drawing and just, as he just stated, just make a building to square. You don't have to draw the building, just put the outline of the building, like your house,
Okay,
where it is and how many feet back it is, and then put your driveway,
okay,
show a driveway extension going back. So give that, we can work with the approval, I'm sure everybody would be okay with that, provided you do that and give it before you get a permit.
okay,
Would that work for you?
yep.
Okay. Yeah, sure, certainly. Yeah, I'll open it up. It's a public hearing. Okay, we're done, and then I know you're in a hurry, but let me finish with him first. Let me finish with them first. Then we'll, no, we're almost there. The other thing we asked for was samples of the material. He has shown us the samples of the material. Okay? And do you have any question, anything for the board?
No, I don't.
Okay, then we'll open the public meeting to, yes, sir, go ahead.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
My name's John Bussard. We're the house that lives right next door.
And what I'd like to do with, I know we talked last time, that's why we didn't close the public hearing, we left it open so you could speak.
Right.
Well, let's limit this to 3 minutes.
Okay?
Okay.
So first of all, this thing's wrong, as you said. And even the feet on the bottom are wrong. It doesn't add up.
Give us your name, Mr. Buster.
What?
Want to give us your name again and address?
It's John Bussard. I'm at 1050 Clem Road.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so I'm going to react quickly here.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay, this is a very, very big building. And we don't believe it fits within the character of the neighborhood, and we also don't believe that they gave adequate reasons to build it. Because we were told they have to have a compelling reason, residential reason, and the reasons they gave aren't very good. They told me they needed to plow to it, but then they only told you things that need to be stored for the winter, no necessary to plow to. Next on the thing is, I sent you a picture with our backyard. Their yard goes like this and it drops off to ours. They want to build this 4 feet from our backyard. And that also means it's going to drop right off on what we used to call the farmer's field. It's now full of trees, but their property, it's just going to drop right off and all the water's going to go there. This is relevant because in the past, their sewage system was in the back. And the previous owners had 5 kids, and the sewage just seeped over to our property. It didn't come on the surface, it came underneath. So and then it seeped out, it smelled, the whole works. They've moved the septic lines to the front yard, but that means their property doesn't perk. So we're very interested in a drainage plan. The code says they had to present a drainage plan. There was no drainage plan presented today. So we think that's a problem. Next, you asked them last time what other buildings were there. And you said cross off the ones that they were going to get rid of. There's a chicken coop. And the chickens were there today when I was mowing my lawn. And you told them last time they couldn't have the chicken in a chicken coop. And there's also a gazebo which is in here. Now there's a whole debate on whether a gazebo is or is not. Now, there was a question on whether or not this would devalue our property. So I called 2 real estate people. One I couldn't get through, and of course then he called me back. They told me our price when we sell is up to supply and demand, but clearly demand will be down. So I don't know if our price will be down, but demand will be down because people will come, we would have, seen this big building and going, oh my gosh, I don't want to live next to that. And I always had trouble visualizing the size of this building. So I sent you a picture of one from down in Penn Yan. It's enormous. And to say that they're going to put golf carts, mowers, a tractor, and lawn furniture in 1,920 square feet with 14-foot walls doesn't make any sense. Now the other question that is sitting there, and I don't know partially the answer to this, but I'm suspecting that the garage doors are 12 feet and 14 feet high. So I called Faluca Garage. Say, can you raise one of those doors without electricity? Because they told you there's no electricity in the beginning. And they told me you either have to have electricity or you have to have a pull chain. Well, where's the pull chain? Inside. Now the pictures you saw last time, and I wanted to come into the town and I wanted to see the pictures, I was told no. There's no door. So how do you get into this thing to open the garage doors? Or are they going to build it without a garage door? So in our mind, trying to be the 3 minutes that you said, 2 plus 2 doesn't equal 4. And that's a problem. Now, our real estate agents also told us, and the lawyer we talked to, doesn't matter what anybody says, you just converted the property to commercial. Because nobody is gonna build that size of a building and it not be commercial. And we know he's running a business, and we don't care that he's running the business today.
Sir, that was 3 minutes.
1920-foot addition to that property. There's no compelling reason that they've given for a residential use of that building.
Okay, we got you. All right, we appreciate your comments on it, and my question to you would be, what would you think we should be doing with it?
Turning them down.
Turning them down, based on what fact? What you just said?
Totally property, no compelling reason to build for reresidential purposes. That's what I've been told. It has to be residential, not commercial. And if you're gonna...
Give me 1 minute.
What?
We gave you 3 minutes, just give me 1 minute.
Yeah.
We have several of these have been built throughout the town,
Correct.
and in the same category, the same sizes.
Am I not giving an answer?
One of the...
The real estate guy told me that you had one door
I'm
on
not
White
interested in
Road.
your real estate guy.
What?
I'm not interested in your real estate guy. He means nothing to us here. We're basing it on what the code says this gentleman is allowed to do.
Well, then make it farther back in the property. The code says he's got 2.2 acres, so it's 1,920 square feet. The code says nothing about 19 feet high, other than it's concealed for the house.
If he moved it back, how much would you expect?
We expected it to be 100 feet.
And the purpose being?
To get away from our property, to reduce the risk of our property not being able to be sold with a high demand of people. And also so we don't have to look at it.
Okay, appreciate your comments. Board members, anybody, what are your feelings on it? He's conforming to what the code is. He's allowed to build that size. And we've had this before where neighbors are not happy with the way the code reads. Any suggestions? Jen?
But I'm assuming if we do approve it, it'll be put in there that it's for personal use only, not for...
Yep, and I agree with that.
Yeah, no electricity again.
I'm sorry?
There's no electricity going to the
No, there's no power
building.
going back there.
No
One of the
utilities.
benefits is actually, the gentleman, if he's got, like you just said, Mr. Webster, you said that he's got tractors and lawnmowers and stuff like that, at least he's able to keep it inside, out of sight. And we can put stipulations. No, I'm not asking you to respond, I'm talking to you. We can ask him to have no outdoor storage on the site. Now, let's just get away from that for a second. What are the issues with the chicken coop and stuff? I don't know what's all there. I mean, I'm not understanding that.
I don't think they had a permit, right, Josh?
Yeah, there was nothing on file, and we can follow up with them via code enforcement on the chicken issue.
That'd be a separate issue then?
Correct.
Okay. All right, so that would have to be dealt with as a separate issue. The chicken coop. What's that? I believe, was that chicken coop there when you moved in?
No, it was not.
You put it in, right? Okay.
I think also if the barn is drawn to scale in referenced distance to the neighbor's property, I think it would potentially be that 100 feet that was being requested, but again, you can't tell just because of it's not drawn to scale right now.
Yeah, he's showing it back. What is he showing it back? It looks
So
like...
showing it 90 feet back off of the existing gravel.
Yeah, so he's 224 feet back from the road. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So he's we've got some that are right up to the backyard.
We've had some that are almost in the front yard.
Yeah, that's true too. All right, I know, Mr. Buster, I know you're not happy with the situation, but he's not asking for anything on this. I mean, he's totally allowed to do what he's requesting. Anybody, any further questions? Is there anybody else wishing to speak either for or against this project? Not seeing anyone, we'll bring it back. All right, we'll close the public hearing, bring it back to the board. Anybody? Dave?
No, I think as long as it's 90 feet away from the main structure, it's
Okay.
good.
All right, Peggy, you're all right with it? All right. You fellas are all right with it down there too? All right, again, if there was a violation or something was beyond, I'd say yes, we could work along with you on it, but this is totally within his rights to do so. So, all right, then with that, we close the public hearing, bring it back up. Everybody seems to be pretty good with it, you gotta do a seeker on it.
Town Webster Planning Board considered a request by applicant Angel Legares to construct a 1,920 square foot pole barn on a 2.2 acre lot located at 1054 Clem Road, having SBL number 064.16-1-3. The planning board classifies the proposed action as a type 2 action under section 617.5C12 of the state environmental quality review regulations, and therefore is not subject to further review.
Okay, we have a motion, need a second.
Second. Oh, okay.
And a second, all in favor? Okay, we're good. All right, I'll make a motion for preliminary approval for the pole barn on Clem Road located at 1054 Clem Road. We'll make that subject to, actually, go through some of these. It's actually chapter 370 or 350 regarding zoning. The building conforms to the setbacks. I'm going to shorten this up, but just get the highlights of it. It does conform to the setbacks. It's not placed anywhere near the front line of the house. Accessory building is more than 500 square feet, so he has come in for a variance. It is no higher than the main structure, which is, I think, 19 feet. The main structure is 20.5. So he conforms with that. Application permission to construct, residential shall be the line plan. The plot plan is shown that, and that the requirements in New York State Uniform Fire Prevention Code he'll meet that. He's shown samples of what he's proposing to use for construction materials. I think you did present an estimated cost of your materials. I think I remember seeing that, right? Okay, we got that. And there's no more than one accessory structure, and one shed will be allowed. Now, you're gonna have to work that out with the town, if there's anything more than that. This would be your accessory building. If you've got a shed or a chicken coop or whatever it may be, you'll have to work that out with the engineering department. We'll leave it at that. All right, and then on that, Jonathan brought up a couple points. You should draw the building to scale on your site drawing that you present to the town. You want to show the driveway, the width of it, going back to the building. There'd be no outdoor storage. Everything is inside, no outdoor storage. Very important, we got that. And as far as the chicken coop, that has to be dealt with, like I just stated. That'll be a separate issue. You can deal with the town with that. All right, anything else? I think that covers it, doesn't it?
No electrical
Oh, no electric going in.
and no business use.
No commercial use.
I'm sorry? What's that?
Designed to get electric.
I can't hear. Why don't you go up to the mic?
If I decide and later on to get electric in there, would that be okay to get a permit? And
I think, I don't see, most of them do put electric in it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, okay.
Okay, all right.
We'll scratch that part there, but it's just for personal use.
Yes, it is.
Okay, so it's personal use is the other item in there. All right. Anything else?
Significant construction.
What's that?
Significant construction.
Yeah, I mean, I just want to get the highlights, the stuff that we don't have written. We got all that, all right. All right, that would be, this is a preliminary anyway, so this is for preliminary approval. That'll do it for preliminary, put that in a final date.
Okay,
All right, that would be my motion for preliminary approval. I need a second.
second. I'll second it.
Okay.
Mr. Kashani,
Aye.
Mr. Malta,
Aye.
Mr. Anderson,
Aye.
Mr. Kozel,
Aye.
Mr. Gassick,
Aye.
Mrs. Mullin. Aye.
Okay, I'll make a motion for final approval, based that on all requirements of the preliminary approval and significant construction to commence within 1 year of this date, July 1st, 2026.
Second.
Have a second.
Mr. Kashani.
Aye.
Mr. Malta.
Aye.
Mr. Anderson.
Aye.
Mr. Kosel.
Aye.
Mr. Gassick.
Aye.
Mrs. Motley.
Aye.
Okay, I guess you're all set.
Thank you so much.
I ask you to just prepare the map that we spoke of.
Yes.
Present that to Josh, so he's got a copy of it, just for the
Okay.
record, before you get a building permit.
Okay,
Okay?
thank you so much.
Okay, thank you very much. Good luck.